Hello, in this video we will go over the molecular and element editors of Atomic Works software suite. The element editor gives you the atomic to define and edit the properties of individual elements, ions, and isotopes. The properties here are very standard, so unless you want to create an isotope or ion that has not been represented, or play around with a new element type with some exotic properties, you will most likely only use this to change the default element color or size. The molecular editor, on the other hand, is where you will define and modify the molecular structure of compounds. The editor is designed to offer a lot of immediate visual feedback, and you can experiment a lot before applying the molecular structure to the simulation geometry. Let's try to quickly create a simple crystal structure for a metallic material. We can create a body-centered cubic structure for aluminum. We begin by creating new material and adding the aluminum elements in the BCC pattern. The structure can be defined with unit length size, as the spacing can be controlled with a unit length parameter. Once the element positions have been defined, we can define the bond structure. In this case, bonds can be added to the model and connected to the selected elements. Note that if we are performing EAM or DFT based calculations, the explicit bond definition is not necessary, as the computations are carried out on the elements directly. Once the elements and bonds have been defined, we can move on to defining how this particular crystal structure will be propagated or repeated throughout the geometry. For that, we can use the glide plane or the screw axis definitions. In this case, screw axis will suffice, and we need to simply define the screw axis in each orthogonal direction. It is a good idea to check what the repeated geometry will look like with the preview button. If we're happy with the results, the next step is to apply this molecular structure to the simulation geometry. The molecular structure editor is designed to create a wide range of molecular structures and be as intuitive and easy to use as possible. The goal here was to again reduce the pre-processing time required to build the model, as well as to provide you a lot of visual feedback to be able to modify and edit the molecular structures as required before any simulation takes place.